Hey guys, welcome to another episode, and today, as you can see, we have a Dell laptop. It's Latitude 5531 model, and as you can see, it's covered with some plastic wrap, plastic foil, probably by the previous repair shop. And on the back, well, you can see some heavy signs of use. I mean, whoever used this laptop definitely wasn't gentle with it. Well, it is what it is. The case is, I think it's plastic, feels like plastic, so nothing fancy, although the laptop itself is supposed to be quite powerful because it has the 12th gen i7 and the model is, I think, 12800H, so quite a powerful CPU with I believe 6 performance cores, so those cores have 2 threads each, and 8 efficiency cores, so altogether 14 cores and 20 threads. So I mean, on paper it sounds good, and I think even the TDP of this CPU is quite high, so can be a nice powerful laptop if we can fix it. And I mean, I spoke to the seller and he said that previous repair shop wanted to charge him quite a lot of money for the repairs, so I hope it was not the cost of buying a new CPU and replacing it. If that's the case, well, I will think what to do with it, because it's quite expensive to buy this CPU alone. I checked on AliExpress, it was over $200, so quite pricey. Even if I fix it, not sure if that makes sense. Maybe it's better to just sell it on, especially that it came with 32 gigabytes of RAM, DDR5, so just that I can sell alone for a piece of what I paid for it. So yeah, so I mean, let's open the laptop and see what's inside and do the inspection, do some measurements and see what's wrong with it. Okay, so let's check together, measure the resistances and then inspect the board. So first of all, as I said, I'm afraid the CPU may be faulty, so let's start with it. There's quite a few phases related to the CPU, so let's measure them one by one. We have over 130 ohms, so that's nice. Next one. Those are different coils, 15 ohms. This one probably will be the same if I get the contact. Yeah, 15 ohms. Are those the same? 4 ohms, so probably those are something different. Let's get connection. Okay, 4 ohms. And this one probably the same, I would guess, I would assume. 4 ohms. Alright, so I mean, I'm not an expert on Intel systems. Basically, I try to avoid them based on my experience. I feel like Intel CPUs die more often. That's at least my experience, my impression. I may be wrong, I don't know the statistics, but just based on my attempts with some Intel systems I had less luck. So, but to me this looks like, so we have 3 resistances on those coils. So some of them are for the CPU itself, some are for the PCH, because I think it's with the CPU here. Is it or is it not? I think it is. There's like a line in between the core here and there's PCH. So probably it's here, PCH on the CPU, in the CPU itself, and one is, and the others are probably for the integrated GPU. So that makes sense. And the resistances, I mean, as I said, I'm not an expert on Intel, especially this generation. I don't know what it should measure, but to me it looks perfectly fine. So this gives hope that the CPU may be fine, so that's already a good thing. And I found the BIOS chip here, and we have leg number 8 here, so let's measure the resistance here, and that kind of confirms we are okay. It's in kilo ohms, looking good, so that's very nice. I don't see the main power rail, I mean at least the input MOSFETs and the current sensing resistor, but we still can. It's probably on the other side, I think. I'm not sure. Again, I don't have much experience with USB-C powered laptops, and this one is USB-C powered. So there is charging IC here, I found already, and some chips here. Not sure if it looks like it's 2 of them, and there are 2 USB-C ports, so maybe those are power delivery chips or something. Not sure, I would need to check, but let's leave it for now. But how to check the main power rail? Basically 3.3 volts, 5 volts, and the CPU phases should be powered from the main power rail. So theoretically, if we go to the beep mode, this side of the capacitors before the coils on the CPU should be the main power rail, so we can check it. What's the resistance? Actually, let me switch off the beep mode, and we can check, and we have 750 kilo ohms, so that's looking okay. Also, we can go back to the beep mode and just make sure it's the main power rail. So you need to search for big input capacitors, so before the coils, and I can see some here. Let's check which side is the ground. This one is ground, or we have a short? No, we don't have a short, so this side will be the main power rail. So now if we still hold here and we touch here, we have continuity here. And we should also have another coil with big input capacitors. This one looks like bigger. And here we have continuity. So this must be the main power rail. And no short here, so we're looking good. Let's check now the remaining coils. So what we have? We checked the CPU related ones. Then we have the coil here. And we said it's probably 3.3 or 5 volts because it's connecting to the main power rail. I mean, it's produced from the main power rail, that's what I meant. And we have almost 1 mega ohm, 800 something kilo ohms, so that's looking good. Then we have another coil here, a big one, not sure what that is, maybe charging coil, I don't know. 53 kilo ohms, looking good. Some small coil here, not sure what that is. 22 ohms, maybe memory or something, but it's small, I don't know. And then we have the coil here with those big capacitors, so that should be either 3.3 or 5 volts again. And we have kilo ohms here, and this one, maybe it's for memory. It's in almost 1 mega, sorry, it's 900 ohms, 0.9 kilo ohm. Maybe it's memory. Actually, we can check quickly by putting a memory chip, a memory stick in here. Okay, let's measure now. Is it changing? No, it's still the same, so it's not memory. So maybe that's memory. 22 still. Okay, and this one? This one is in kilo ohms, 1 mega ohm. So maybe a charging coil. So interesting. So either we have the memory coil on the other side, which I doubt, because usually all the coils are on the same side. Otherwise the board would be thicker, and the laptop itself. We can get back to that. Maybe I'm missing something here, but this didn't change. This didn't change. And this one, we said it's probably 3 or 5 volts. Okay, so I mean, I don't know right now. I'll check further, but what I can tell is basically that when measuring this coil, I can see something here, like a glue or probably flux. Yeah, it's definitely flux. So something was done here, and I can see like those capacitors here. Not sure if you can see it. Maybe we can zoom in a bit, like so. This side of the capacitors is like soldered together, which is probably fine because it's the same side. But yeah, definitely there is flux here, so something was done here. Not sure whether it was the coil or maybe the buck converter here. Not sure. So, but so far I don't see anything wrong with it. Like nothing obviously wrong. So I would just figure out where the memory coil is, because I mean I would expect to find it somewhere. Maybe we can remove this NVMe M.2 cover heatsink, and maybe something is here, but I honestly doubt it. So yeah, let's see. Alright, there's no board view for this motherboard, at least I couldn't find one. At least one for free. But I've seen the photos on the internet of the motherboard on the other side, and there's no coils on the other side. So as I said, probably most likely everything is here on this side. And since we haven't found any shorts, I think it's okay to try to power on the laptop. Let me connect the power USB-C with the meter, and let's see what we see. Okay, and we have 5 volts and 360 milliamps, so that's way too high. And I can hear some like clicking noise. Not sure if you can hear that. But something is clicking softly. And so we have 5 volts not switching into 20 volts, and yeah, the power draw is too high. So let's have a look under thermal camera and see what's getting hot. Okay, so we have the board here, and I'm connecting the power. That's my hand right there, connecting the power supply, and we can you see, that's what I said, that's PCH getting warm and like blinking. So that's probably the source of the clicking noise, I would say. And this coil that was soldered is also getting hot. And that's exactly what I said about Intel laptops. As I said, with my luck, most of the Intel laptops I worked on had dead CPU. In this case, PCH is dead, so that's pretty much the same. You need to replace the CPU or replace the motherboard, and actually in this case, from what I've seen, it doesn't even make sense to replace the CPU because the price on AliExpress is close to the entire motherboard, so it's probably better to buy the motherboard and then call it a day if you want to fix a laptop like this. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this repair. And since you made it till the end of the video, I'm pretty sure it's worth smashing that subscribe button.